Tsepo Moletsane, and I'm the one that's going to be sharing this webinar with you. This is the mini version of this webinar, okay? How to get your credit report. It is to just give you a bit of what is covered in there. The premium one has quite a lot and it's much longer, okay? So, yeah. Let's get on with it. So, a quick disclaimer: the information contained in this presentation and the resources available for download through Juprop Group website and its affiliated site, inclusive of social media platform, which this is not intended as and shall not be understood or construed as financial advice. I'm not an accountant or a financial advisor, nor am I holding myself out to be, and the information contained herein is not a substitute for financial advice from a professional who's aware of the facts and circumstances of your individual situation. We have done our best to ensure that the information provided and shared, the resources available for download, are accurate and provide valuable information regardless of anything to the contrary. Nothing available on or through this webinar should be understood as a recommendation that you should not consult with a professional to address your particular information. The company expressly recommends that you seek advice from a professional. Okay, cool. So, Juprop, why do we exist? We are here to enable credit active consumers with credit education tools and insights to improve their credit score. That's what we do, okay? Empowering our clients with transitioning from tenants to homeowners by leveraging their credit. And the biggest campaign that we have is the 1 million credit reports campaign, okay? Hopefully make that in 2023, man. And this presentation is ideal for all credit active consumers, okay? A lot has changed. You told you, if you've been here before, a lot has changed, okay? Here are the quick facts. There are over 26 million credit active consumers as of the end of June. And of that, about 9.8 million have impaired credit records. There were 85.49 million accounts on the record at the bureaus at the end of June this year. And of that, 741, just over 741,000 credit reports issued to consumers at their request, okay, during the quarter which ended in June. And that's from the National Credit Regulator, okay, guys. So you've got almost 10 million impaired credit records. You've got, look at the numbers, guys, 741, not even 750, okay? Not even 750,000 credit reports. So you would understand then why we want to at least get that number, man, to almost 2 million at least, you know, by 2023. And the reason why that is the case, because the more people pull their credit report and know what's there, the more they can leverage the tools on how to fix their credit score, how to improve, not directly what to improve, what to change, how to stay alert. You can do things, you can automate. I mean, we live in a digital age, guys. Most people that are listening to this have smartphones, you know. So we use smartphones for social media platforms. There's quite a number of automation tools that are available, guys, that can really help you with actually advancing and improving some of these things. This morning I was sharing on TikTok. I was speaking about I posted something recently which had to do with a generous offer of government of a 3.5 increase, and in the amount of comments, I think it's the amount of comments I received in that post. Most people are saying, let's strike, let's strike, let's strike, you know. Yes, you have a right to strike, you know, but always remember, if you are going to resort to striking all the time, it invariably means the power where you could have taken responsibility and changed things, you left it to some other power. I mean, just look at what is happening in Ukraine. If you're a public servant, look at what's happening in Ukraine now, and think about the public servant there. You don't even have to go that far, okay? Just look at what is happening across the border. You know, If you remember, there was some point when doctors were struggling. Doctors, medical doctors were struggling in some of our neighboring states. You know, public servants. Okay? You'll never hear of a politician struggling unless they are out of office. That's when you start realizing, say, no haircuts and all these things. Okay, let me not waste time about frivolous things. Okay, so our session is broken down into three: understanding credit, get your credit report, and our offer. So we've got the three offers. We've got the bronze offer, which is a limited offer, and yeah, I'll say something about this at the end. Okay, you need to really move very fast on this offer. Okay, I might just do a special for you guys. Okay, just on that. We've got a 6 months offer, and we've got an annual package. So our bronze, obviously, guys, the packages are different. And the reason being, we packing, if in 3 months, the prices will be different. And I think everyone understands that, okay? And yeah, okay. Well, I'll unpack exactly at the end. You will kind of see at the end what is it that you get, okay? Yeah. So a quick one, I always say in relation to this slide, the goal of the business is to get everyone on the right. To get everyone on the right as much as possible, get you on the right. Once you are on the right, it becomes easy for us to know exactly what is it that we ought to be doing with you. You know, once you're on the right, it becomes very easy, guys, to know precisely what is it that we should be doing with you. Where should we pay attention, and all that, okay? And all that jazz, so it's important that you yourself as well, guys, you stay alert, man. You stay alert. That's what I want to say. Stay alert. I'll tell you, it's the more you are on the other side, the more expensive it becomes. It's just facts. The more you are on the other side, the more expensive it becomes. And that's just the way it goes, man. That's just the way it goes. Okay, that's just the way it goes. I want you guys to just hold on a sec for me. I'm trying to be generous with something here. It might work, it might not work, but I'm trying to be very generous with my other online peeps. You know, I'm trying to be generous with my other peeps. It's new week, the 10th. Okay, yeah. So quick one, I always say in reference, the goal, guys, it's expensive when you have a poor score. I think we've kind of established that now. If you here for the first time, get your credit report, pull your score, know where you are, and you can really begin to take control. I'm not going to go into the detail. Credit, what is credit? Credit is the ability to borrow money or access goods or services with the understanding that you'll pay later. At the end, you know, what it boils down to, credit is about trust, guys. It's about the ability that you create yourself to borrow from your future self. And the way you create that is by trust, is by building a payment history, building a credit report. This is what credit is about, okay? And in the country, we've got the National Credit Regulator. And you saw, I mean, earlier in when we started, I quoted those numbers came from credit money. They call it the Credit Monitor Report or something like that. Credit Bureau Monitor Report. And we've got the National Credit Act 34 of 2005. And its intentions are clear, guys: to promote a fair and non-discriminatory marketplace for access to consumer credit, and for that purpose to provide for general regulation of consumer credit and improve standards of consumer information, to promote black economic empowerment and ownership within the consumer credit industry, to prohibit certain unfair credit and credit marketing practices, to promote responsible credit granting and the use for that purpose, to prohibit reckless credit granting. I'm not going to go through all that, okay? You can screen grab, you can find the recording and re-listen to that, or go through some of that, okay? Who's the credit provider? Credit provider, in respect of a credit agreement to which this act applies means the party who supplies goods or services under a discount transaction, incidental credit agreement, or installment agreement, the party who advances money or credit under pawn transaction, the party who extends credit under credit facility, the mortgagee under mortgage agreement, the lender under a secured loan, the lessor under a lease, the party to whom an assurance or promise is made under a credit agreement, the party who advances money or credit to another under any other credit agreement, any other person who acquires the rights of a credit provider under a credit agreement after it has been entered into. What is in your credit profile? Okay, the information that's in your credit profile, and we cover this quite extensive in our premium version of this, the same module that you're looking at. But it would include your credit history, your personal information first and foremost, and we always say, if you happen to pull your credit report, which I'm hoping that's what you're going to do immediately, make sure that your contact details are updated. Okay, just make sure that your contact details are updated. So you'll find things like your account details, their borrowing limits, your current outstanding balance, the amounts of any loans that you have taken out, and how much of them you've paid, and how frequent were you paying. If there are any defaults, you'll find that as well. Missed payments, monthly payment for accounts, whether they were made on time or late or missed altogether. Most severe financial setbacks such as mortgage foreclosures, car repossessions or bankruptcies, and yeah, okay, judgments or notices, defaults, all these things you find there. On Friday we are breaking game around a warrant of execution. When your vehicle gets repossessed, who's supposed to be doing that? Who's supposed to come? So most people end up signing things like voluntary surrender. When people come, guys, it's only the sheriff that's supposed to come and take your goods. Okay, and that follows a proper process of a warrant of execution being in place. So don't just voluntarily surrender things, and that's why they will trick you. These financial institutions will trick you. So they still have time, or most of these things, to negotiate, renegotiate, make arrangements, and so forth. But a lot of people are intimidated by people whose job is to just they are just agencies. There are some things that they are doing that they shouldn't be doing. Okay. And the best way to think about what happens on the same thing that you will see on an car accident with tow trucks. It's the same thing that happens in the finance space, even with vehicle repossessions and all these things. Sometimes some people they're chasing their own numbers, guys. It has nothing to do with you. Okay, so you are better informed when you know your rights. So types of credit, there's more, but in the context of this, you've got revolving credit, service credit, installment credit, and charge cards. Okay, you also get things like developmental credits, and I'm not gonna go into that. And I always say, with regards to what you need to be looking out for, particularly with the rise of these loyalty programs. Most of these loyalty programs, if you think about it, there's a term, they are lead magnets. They are just there for you to get you your contact details, and the intention why they will do that is to upsell you or to get you into another form of product. So some of these loyalty programs comes with store account functions and so forth, so you end up being upsold on things. Just be aware of what you are signing up for. Okay, always read the as they say, cross the T's and dot the I's. How do you read a credit report? Creditors use 3-digit number known as the credit score. We referenced this in the beginning, and it is the first step in deciding whether or not to issue a credit. So if you have an excellent score, I always say, I say this, man, if you have an excellent score, you are in a better negotiating position than someone who has a very poor score. And a poor score leads to, I think, one of the consequences of a poor score and a very poor score is that you don't get approved for things. The second aspect is that if you get approved, you get charged more interest rates by virtue of the score. So and the opposite is true. You are more likely to get approved if you have a good credit score and your earnings shows that you can afford, and the rates that you are going to charge in most cases are much lower. Okay, you can negotiate your rates. um, Session 2, get your credit report. And how do you get your credit report? We spoke about this, guys. So we stated that 741,000. So according to ACR, fewer than 5% of South African consumers make use of legislation which entitles them to obtain their free credit report from every credit bureau every year. So even if you hear, guys, there's high probability that you've never pulled your credit report. And this is why we exist. We want to encourage you to make contact with the credit bureaus. Make contact, guys. Get your credit reports. Know what's in your credit report is free. Annually it's free. At least the first one is free. The second one in the same year is gonna be a different story. But pull your free one in the time being. Pull your free one. Let's bump those numbers up. Those 741 numbers. We are serious, guys. We want 1 million credit reports. Let's bump those numbers up. Okay. Please share this information with your friends, with your family members, and so forth. Okay. Why is it important to know what's reflected on your credit report? When you know what's on your credit report and what it looks like, you can apply for credit with confidence. It is also important to know which accounts are negatively affecting your credit score. Sorry, guys, something just popped up on my screen there. Sorry. It is also important to know which accounts are negatively affecting your credit score. When you request your own report, you can see who has been making inquiries. And the other thing, I would say, we're living in South Africa, man, and we all know about ID frauds and all these things that has happened. We all know about what is happening within Home Affairs and what they are trying to move to. Right now, they're trying to move into the iris system, because it's about how you manage your data files with this load shedding. Unless you go into the front, they say they can't help you. Remember, one of the things that happens with load shedding as well, if you have a department that still wants to continue to work, they will have files to continue to do this. Maybe Home Affairs has completely moved away from that, but there's always an alternative way of doing these things. Okay, and capture later. Okay, 6 quick ways. We say 6 quick ways, but it's actually more. Get your credit report. It's very important. Report errors on your credit profile. Report any inaccuracies, guys. Make sure that the information that is there, only you know which calls, who hasn't called. Someone. It happens. I always say, when you are youthful. Unfortunately, I come from a house that should never be big fans, which is strange, of credit. My dad was never a big fan of credit. My mother is, but my dad definitely not. And my dad believed that cash is king. I think cash is king, but credit can give you a palace. And a king without the palace, it's not a king. Okay. So I know with you get people, especially in the beginning of the year, people sign up these accounts, gym accounts, all these things. They enter into some form of credit agreements, and then at some point, instead of people doing things properly, they just switch accounts and leave this thing. Switch bank accounts. All these things they report. Okay, so pay your bills on time, reduce your credit ratio. This is my favorite. The less of your available credit you use, the better it is for your credit score. And the reason being, guys, just because you've got you qualify for 100,000, 10,000, 5,000, whatever amount it is that you qualify for on your credit card and so forth, or of credit, It doesn't have to be a credit card, even if it's a clothing account or so forth. Don't go use all that you qualified for. Use an average 30%, you know. That's a rule of thumb. You know, most experts recommend 30, so I'll say 30 to 40% of that. That's what you ought to be using, and it's how you learn to improve your score. Okay, it's how you learn to improve your score. Okay, pay off outstanding debts. Outstanding debts have a significant impact on your credit record, so pay off as much of them as you can. Settle and close accounts. Okay, and what's on our offer? Okay, and if you manage to get your thank you very much. We've got 3 offers. We've got the bronze, the silver, and the gold package, and we've got diamond packages, but our diamond packages are customized packages. Okay, and these are some of the webinars that we cover in detail. So you will get tools, exercises, and through the webinars we also offer exercises. So we've given you now to say go get your credit report. So that's the first starting point. Now if you're on our 6 and our annual package, for a purpose, because some of the things that we do is to track your improvement, you also will qualify for 1 paid credit report. Okay, and on the annual package you qualify for 2. So ideally, we'll say, so it means you can get 2, or you can, you know, depending on where you are, you can take 1 now, or it also helps if you've already pulled 1 to kind of be on one of those packages. So we'll cover things like prescribed debt are covered. We cover get to know your credit report, the premium version of this with exercises for what you ought to be doing. How to improve your credit score, get good credit, understanding the types of credit. We look at revolving, non-revolving. We look at how to claim from credit insurance. We look at unclaimed benefits. You look at understanding your consumer rights. We look at a number of these webinars. They are fully impact. So you will also get discount on affiliated partners and products. We have expert guest sessions. So this is what our overall package includes. Okay, make contact. So thank you very much. The 3 months one is like a DIY, guys, and most people are not really DIY friendly, but it's enough for you to kind of get, you'll still get the same. It's just it's compressed, let me put it that way. It's kind of compressed, you know. So the more compressed the information is, the more you are expected to do in that. That's really the difference. And the tracking in 3 months, if you track something for 3 months relative to how you're going to track it in 6 months and so forth, I mean, what we recommend is that there's join the 3 months, start with the 3 months, and you can always upgrade, you know, you can always upgrade. So what we're going to do just for this week, that the entry level offers, the silver, the bronze package. Okay, the bronze package, we're going to discount that bronze package to a limited people, only to a limited number of people. Okay, maybe we'll take 50. Okay, we'll take 25. 50 is pushing it. We'll take 25. Okay, and that we will do that offer at let's say at 750. At 750 today. That's today only. And then for the remainder of the week, so meaning if you don't take the offer today, today being Monday the 10th, okay, Monday the 10th, if you don't take that offer today, okay, and you take it anytime this week, you will be paying how much did I say? You'll be paying 850. Okay, you'll pay 850 and save yourself $100 on the 3 months, only on the 3 months offer. The 6 months and the 6 months and the annual package, guys, these are really affordable offers. These other offers that are there is because we do quite a lot and we consult with other people. Okay, we consult with other people, and the more time you spend with us, the more benefit you actually are in for. Okay, so if you take the 3 months offer, 750 for today. If you take it up today, for the rest of the week, it's 850. Ending on is okay. This is for limited offer. From there, we'll release notification if the 25 gets taken, and then it will be the normal 999. Okay, that's it. Okay. And yeah, so this afternoon I'm happy I've got a session with my server people at 2 o'clock, so we might do our afternoon session a bit earlier. So follow us, guys. Make contact. Go follow Juprop on Facebook. Go follow it, man. Go check what we put in there. Share the information. You're allowed to go and share the information, and please go pull your credit reports. Thank you very much for being with us. You are really appreciated, and thank you very much. Okay, catch you in the afternoon. Thanks. Bye.